This episode of Turkey Tips and Tactics, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, starts now. All right, this episode we're going to go over late season. The birds have been hunted all spring, and the toms are really split up now. They're kind of wore down, beat down. What are some good tactics for late season that we can take into late season to be successful? Well, there's a lot of things that come into play. One, the birds have been hunted. You probably could be hunting some pressured birds. Two is the foliage. There's a lot more foliage out there. So you have some obstacles that you're going to have to overcome. One thing that I would say is, as the season progresses and you get a responsive bird, stay on that bird. I'm not saying call to that bird, but that bird is responding to you. Stay on him. Put yourself in the position to be successful, because he may be the only bird left on that property that's willing to get hot and spark that attitude. So make sure you want to capitalize on that situation. It's going to work out sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But also utilize the foliage and the terrain to your advantage, because they may be able to come right into the decoy and work it over and flog the decoy like you envision in your head. Or they may come out to that 40-yard mark, stop, look, because they've been hunted. Their buddies, then maybe they watch their buddies, get shot earlier in the season, so they're still a little bit nervous about it. Or maybe it's just that one tom that's literally had his butt whooped all season by the rest of the toms on the property. So being able to stay on that bird if he's responding is vitally important to you being successful late season. When I say use the terrain, what I mean by, because the grass is taller, you have a lot of different ways to hide. Ultimately, safety comes first. So make sure you're safe if you are having to move on a turkey or crawl on a turkey, or put yourself in position for a shot opportunity. If the bird's not responding in a way that's moving towards you or coming, he may be gobbling at you every time you hit the call, but not moving. So sometimes that's going to warrant you just shutting up, moving a little bit closer to him, just a little bit at a time, to put yourself in position, number one, so he gives up his position and puts you in a better position to be successful. But utilize that tall grass, any of the foliage on the leaves or whatever. When we talked in the last episode about setting up in the shade, it becomes a little bit easier late season because there's more foliage on the trees. So utilize the terrain to be successful late season. And then also, you may have to cover some ground late season. The hens are on the nest. Most likely the hens are on the nest, I should say. So the toms are very susceptible to coming in and responding to your calls. Because if they feel like, hey, there's a hen left out there that's not on the nest, there's one more hen on this property I can breed, they're going to come to it. Or at least they're going to come investigate to it. So don't ever look down on late season. Late season is one of my favorite times to hunt, because a lot of times I don't have so many birds that are hitting it and gobbling, so I can really narrow down what birds I'm going to go after and really formulate good plans and make good decisions and make those adjustments to be successful. So late season, don't rule it out. It could be a very valuable time to turkey hunt, for sure. Use the foliage to your advantage, being able to maneuver on the birds. Just be a little bit more cautious. If you have any questions about hunting late season or late season tactics, drop a comment below. We'd love to answer any question you have. And thank you for watching this episode of Turkey Tips and Tactics, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse.